because otherwise there's no point you coming next week until this is up and running. Are we clear with one another? Yeah.
Yeah.
You have had the slogans. You had one job, my darling girl, which is to basically remember Ray, Ra, Ron, Ray, blah, 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 blah. We went over them ad infinitum. Ad infinitum. Okay. At my convenience, you're going to do a private lesson. Are we on the same page? Okay. And you'll be ready before next Thursday. This private lesson will include this week's work and everything we've done up until now. Right. New material, people. Good. So, repeat after me. Anya, repeat after me. Me, te, nous, vous. Me, te, nous, vous. Off you go.
Me, te, nous, vous.
Everybody else, Anthony, let me hear you say me, te, nous, vous.
Me, te, nous, vous.
Abigail, me, te, nous, vous.
Me, te, nous, vous.
Good. Will you also repeat after me? Colin, would you please say bits before verbs except before infinitives?
Bit before verbs. What was that? I missed that.
Oh dear, you have to listen, won't you? Bits before verbs except before infinitives. Is someone in France going to say something twice for you? No, they'll all look at you like bits before verbs except before infinitives. Back at me.
Bits before verbs except before infinitives.
Good. Anthony, you say?
Bits before verbs except for infinitives.
No. Bits before verbs except
infinitive, except
no.
for
no. Bits before verbs except before infinitives.
Bits before verbs except before infinitives.
All the way through, no mistakes.
Bits before verbs except before infinitives.
Good. Bits means pronouns. Let's talk pronouns. A pronoun is a replacement. Sorry, it's Anthony, not Anthony, isn't it?
Yeah, Anthony. Yeah.
You're Anthony. So yeah, that's right. Okay. Anthony's a man. He's a boy. He's a student. These are all nouns. If I refer to him is a replacement. There's no such person unless you're probably in Korea called him. Okay. Anya is called Anya. I'm going to talk about her. Her is a replacement. Her is a replacement for the word her. Abigail, if you could just turn your camera off just for one. Oh no, it's someone else fucking around. It's Anya fucking making noise. Yeah?
Sorry.
That's all right. Apart from when I want the answer, she's got noise. So basically, when I want to use a pronoun, I'm replacing something. Now, there are a plethora of pronouns in French. This one, that one, the black one, the white one. All of these are pronouns, but the pronouns that we're looking at today are the main subject and object using an object pronoun. So in English, we've got two positions. Person doing the verb, person receiving the verb. I, you, he, she, we, you, they. With me, with you, with him, with her, with you plural, with us, with you plural, with them. And by and large in English, that's pretty much it. We could have another preposition. For me, for you, for him, for them. He sees me, I see them, she sees us. We've got nowhere else. Unless we are Yoda in Star Trek, Star Wars, forgive me, we never ever say, I, you know. We say, I know you. We never ever say, Anya, it has forgotten. We say, Anya has forgotten it. Okay? So we always put the thing at the end of the sentence that the verb is touching in English. It's at the beginning is the person doing it. So Luke speaks it. Luke speaks French. Luke tells him. Okay? So that's by and large how English works. French can have somebody at the end of the sentence. With me, avec moi, for them, pour eux. But it loves to put the pronoun in the middle before the verbs, except if there's an infinitive. There are a couple of cases where this doesn't happen, things with causative. We will talk about that when we get more advanced. But for the moment, bits before verbs, except before infinitives, which basically means in any of the 8 tenses you guys have just done, the pronouns are going to be dealt with first. So I buy it, I it, buy, I it, was buying, I it, will buy, I it, would buy, I it, have bought, I it, had bought. The I and the it are going to come first. So we need to learn what these words are for when the pronoun goes in the middle. Yeah, in the middle. Okay. So firstly, let's just check we know what the pronouns are if we're still using the ones at the end. When do we use the ones at the end? After a good, juicy preposition, or in the case of a command form, like touche-moi, touch me or something, when you've had to revert the sentence round, invert the verb, and you've had to pop something on the end. So let's just check we know those words first. So Anya, how do I say with me? Avec,
Avec moi.
lovely, with you, avec.
Avec vous.
Unless I tell you otherwise, you will always be informal. With you, avec,
Avec toi.
with her,
Avec elle.
good. With him,
Avec lui.
good. With us,
Avec vous.
with us,
Avec nous.
good, nice, deep OU, well done. With you, plural, avec,
Avec vous.
with them,
Avec elle. Ou il.
feminine, and with men, avec,
Avec il.
avec eux.
Avec eux.
So il goes on the left. Il is doing the verb. Now, some of those are the same on both sides. Nous and nous. Vous and vous. Elle and elle. So the ones you've got to watch for. So what's with them again? Avec. So let's change it up. So Abigail, how do you say with them if you're talking about men? Avec.
Avec eux.
Lovely. So these pronouns are going to come after a big preposition like for, with. Now, let's quickly talk to. You can use to, like à moi, à toi, à lui, à elle, à nous, à vous, à eux, but not for most constructions. French prefers the one before the verb. Unless I tell you otherwise, always go with this. Because where I'm going to try and get you to is you look at verbs in the dictionary and you see that it's indirect or you see that it's à quelqu'un. You know if it's à quelqu'un, when you use the pronoun, you use the ones that go in the middle, not the ones that go at the end. The ones that go at the end are used for stress or in certain cases. So for the most part, we're going to go in the middle. So we now need to stick the ones in the middle. What were the four sounds, Anya, that I asked you to remember at the beginning? Me. Colin, what were they? The four sounds I asked you to remember?
Me, te, nous, vous.
Good. Anthony, what were they?
Me, te, nous, vous.
Those four do not give a shit whether you are direct, indirect, or reflexive. They do not give a shit. They don't care. They are the same for all situations. So the three contexts that we're going to be talking about today are direct, indirect, and reflexive, or reciprocal within the reflexive. So let's quickly talk a few rules. Direct, do not be listening in English to whether or not there's the word to there. Do not be listening in English to whether or not there's the word to, all right? Because I tell him is indirect, but there's no to there in the English. So direct is when the verb you're talking about is touching that person, that thing, and nothing else. When the thing that you're playing with is the object of your verb. But more importantly, what it means is if you said the French sentence with all the words still intact, if there is no to in the way, it is direct. So if I said, I know Anya, je connais Anya, Colin, did I go directly from the verb connais into Anya? Je connais Anya. Did I go directly from connais into Anya? So that means it's direct. Yeah, it is so if you want to know if something's direct or not, look it up in the dictionary. It will tell you with quelqu'un or à quelqu'un. If you see the presence of an à, it's indirect. It's not gone directly from the verb into the object. And the way we know that is we use the object in its full form. So if I said, I see Abigail, je vois Abigail, direct or indirect, Anthony?
Direct.
Because she's the thing being seen. Sometimes you can work it out for yourself. I give Anthony a slap. No, we'll give him a hug. He's done his homework. I give Anthony a hug. What is being given, Anthony?
A hug.
I buy Colin some flowers. What is being bought?
Flowers.
So that is often confusing in English. I tell Anya. You think it's direct, but it's not. It's I tell. When would you say I tell Anya? You couldn't just say I tell Anya. You'd have to say, the grammar. Oh yeah, I tell Anya. When there's a new video, I tell Anya. You'd have to know what was being told. It's just implicit there. You're not saying it. But English goes, oh, hang on, I tell Anya, and we don't put a two in there. English treats direct and indirect in exactly the same way. I know Anya, no two in the way. I buy Anya a gift. Anya in the sentence, I buy Anya a gift. What is being bought?
A gift. Sorry.
Brilliant. So I buy Anya sounds direct, but it's not. So in other words, we have to listen to whether or not there's a two there in the French, all right? Or we think long and hard about what is actually being bought. So we've got direct. Indirect is when the person is still in the sentence, but they're not the thing being touched by the verb. Now, there's loads of verbs which have got an a, and then you go into a person, and you will start to learn those. But up until now, you can pretty much work it out. Up until then, you can work it out yourself. So, for example, if I said, I give Anya a rose, what is being given directly? Anya?
A rose.
So therefore, Anya is in the sentence indirectly. Yeah, so that is indirect. It might not in English have the word to. It might not have the word to in it. It might not have the word to in it, but it's indirect. So we've got direct, indirect. Normally, if there's a human being and an object in the same sentence, the human being will be indirect and the object will be direct. I give Colin a hug. I give Anthony a present. I buy, I show Anya the vocab. I send Abigail a postcard. Yeah, the postcard, the homework, the rose, the flower is direct, and the human being is indirect. So that's our direct and our indirect. You can use a sentence with the direct and no direct a lot of the time, but often it means that the direct has previously been stated. Yeah, okay, so I told him, je lui ai dit, indirect, what was told. How does Colin know what time class starts? I told him. What was told? The time of the class. But I'm not saying it in that sentence. Yeah, it's implied, we all know. Yeah, so that's another thing to bear in mind. Just because he's the only thing in the sentence doesn't make him direct. And then we come to reciprocal and reflexive. Reflexive is when the person doing the verb does it, or the people does it or do it to themselves. Now, when you learn that at basic level, it seems to be about getting ready in the morning. I get up, I wake up, I get up, I shower, all of these things. It's because French isn't stupid. And if you say it in English, I wash. Colin, in English, if I say I wash, who do you assume I'm washing if I finish the sentence there?
I, myself.
Right. And French doesn't like that. French wants you to basically do the other stuff. It wants you to know. It wants to know who you're washing. So it would ask for the reflexive. So I wash myself, you wash yourself, he washes himself. And often in English, these words don't have the self. It can be very subtle. It could be the door opened. Did the door open a pop-up Korean restaurant? No, the door opened. So French is like the door opened itself. It would require the reflexive for a lot of the problem. Was solved and all of this kind of business. Things. Something happened to itself. Yeah, we use the reflexive so much in French grammar. Finally, we've got the reciprocal. I wash myself. Anthony washes himself. I'm in the shower. He's having a bath. We getting washed. Might be in the same bathroom. Who gives a shit? I couldn't care less. This is very different than we wash each other. Whilst I give a fabulous back rub, Anthony might not be up for that. So the fact is that in French is the same. I am not washing myself in this action. Anthony's not washing himself in this action. We wash each other. I'm washing him. He's washing me. There's nothing reflexive about what Anthony's doing. He's washing me. And there's nothing reflexive about what I'm doing. I'm washing him. But if more than two parties, two or more, do an identical action to everybody else involved in a group, it is known as reciprocal. So they talk to each other is reciprocal. Colin and Anya talk to each other. Colin is not talking to Colin. Anya is not talking to Anya. There's nothing reflexive. Colin is talking to Anya, and Anya is talking to Colin. That is reciprocal. And for the most part in French, for the most part, it's the same grammar as the reflexive. All right? So on we go. So we've got our three situations. Me, and te, and nous, and vous. Do not care which one they are. You don't need to worry about the three situations for those. They're good to go for all of them. So Anthony, how would you say I wash myself, which is reflexive? How would you say I wash myself?
I don't know the verb to wash.
Yes, you do. It's laver.
Laver.
Yeah. So what is
Je-
I wash myself?
Je me lave.
Conjugated, present tense.
Je me lave. Je
Good
me
man.
lave.
Pause, stand still. What kind of verb is laver? A or soft hard?
A.
Good. So we don't. What do we remove from an A verb to make the verb?
The A sound.
That's it. Don't confuse it with a soft hard. All right. So what's I wash myself?
Je me lave.
Gorgeous. Anya, what would be you wash yourself?
To me laver. To
Stand
te
still.
laver.
You're not washing me. I wouldn't trust you. After today's performance, you bloody put soap on my bloody bits. And the wrong soap. Say for me, you wash yourself. What was the word that we used for yourself?
Te.
Thank you. So say for me, you wash yourself. Tu.
Tu te laves.
Gorgeous. Tu to what?
Tu te laves.
Thank you. Tu te lave. Lovely. Colin, what's we wash ourselves?
Nous lavons.
Good. And Abigail, what's you plural wash yourself or you formal wash yourself?
Vous vous lavez.
Gorgeous. All right. So those standard me, te, and nous and vous work for reflexive. Now let's see if they work directly. So Anya, say for me, Luke knows me. Luke knows me. That's direct. I'm the thing being known by Luke. Yeah. Because if you said Luke knows Abigail, it'd be Luke, Connie, Abigail. It's direct. It's direct. How do you say Luke knows me in 3 words?
Luc me connaît.
Gorgeous. Anthony, how would you say Luke knows you?
Luc me
Luke knows you. Use you.
Luc te me connaît. Sorry, I couldn't hear the verb I
No,
thought
you just got it wrong. Luke knows you. Connie. Luke knows you.
Luc te connaît.
Good.
Luke,
Okay.
yeah.
Luke to Connie. Lovely. Okay. Abigail, what's Luke knows us?
Luc nous connaît.
Faster, guys, come on. You've already lost half an hour because of the women. So Luke knows us. Luke
nous connaît.
Faster, go on. Luke, come on, you've had the verb already and you know the word for us in a pronoun. Off you go, Luke, go.
Luc nous connaît.
Thank you. Colin, give me Luke knows you plural. Go, fast.
Repeat, please.
Luke knows you plural. Go.
Luc vous connaît.
Gorgeous. So can we agree that the direct and the reflexive so far are working with me and te and nous and vous? Yes? Now let's look at indirect. Luke gives me a flower. For this, the purpose of this exercise, we will use une fleur. Anthony, what is being given in the sentence, Luke gives me a flower? What is being given?
A flower.
So what is directly being given? The flower. So me in this sentence, am I direct or indirect? Luke gives me a flower. Is the me direct or indirect?
Indirect.
Spot on. But you'll notice the me and the te and the nous and the vous still work. How do you say Luke gives me a flower? Flower is feminine, une fleur. Up you go, Luke gives me a flower. The verb to give is donner. Luke gives me a flower. Go.
Luc te donne.
Listen, I'm getting bored of explaining this to you, young man. When I say me, you say me. You don't make it you. Don't keep swapping them around. Yeah? All right. Luke gives me a flower. Go.
Luc me donne une fleur.
Good. But why did we stop? Luc me donne une fleur. Don't stop while you're working it out. Anya, Luke gives you a flower. A poisoned one, but I will. Luke gives you a flower. Luc
te donne une fleur.
Pause. What correction did I just give Anthony?
Luc te donne une fleur.
Thank you. Colin, Luke gives us a flower.
Nu donne une fleur.
Lovely. Don't finish your words, people, if you're not sure the next one. Luc nous donne une fleur. Lovely. Abigail, Luc gives you plural of flower.
Luc vous donne une fleur.
Gorgeous. So we've so far agreed that me and tu and nous and vous work for everything. The only thing we would need to worry about is if we've got me and tu and a vowel, they go shorter, they become m and tu. And nous and vous, which are already quite long, will go longer. They'll become nous and vous. So Anthony, how do you say he loves? The verb is aimer. How do you say he loves?
Il aime.
How do you say he loves me?
Il m'aime.
How do you say he loves you?
Il t'aime.
He loves us.
Il nous aime.
Good. He loves you, plural.
Il vous aime.
Good. Remember this linking pattern: shorter, shorter, longer, longer. Because in a minute we're going to have to do auxiliary verbs, which all begin with a have. All right. For that part. Right. Next up then. So in other words, we've got me and tu and nous and vous. So the I form, the you form, the we form, and the you plural form. So the only things we need to fill in, people, are the direct, indirect, and reflexive when it comes to he, she, it, and they, the third people. So we're actually going to go in reverse order. We're going to do the reflexive, then the indirect, and the direct. The reflexive is se, S-E, se for self, se for self. Any he, any she, any it, any they, anything that is not covered by me and tu and nous and vous when it is reflexive is going to be se. What sound is it going to be, Anya?
Se.
Good. And like me and tu, that could become s if we need to join it to a vowel. So Anya, how do you say he washes himself? 3 words.
Il se lave. Il se lave.
Thank you. How do you say he loves? The verb is aimer. How do you say he loves? Just in 2 words, he loves.
Il aime.
Nice joining. Well done. How do you say he loves himself?
Il s'aime.
Good. All right. An S, when pronounced in a word at the end of the word, is a Z sound. When it's at the beginning of a word, it's still an S sound. Lovely. Colin, how do you say they speak to themselves, which is reciprocal, but reciprocal and reflexive are the same grammar for the moment. How do you say they speak to themselves in 3 words?
Il se parle.
Il se what? What's the last
Parle.
word? Parle. Don't confuse partir and parler. Il se parle. Lovely. So se for self. Lovely. Bits before verbs, except before an infinitive. How would you say, Abigail? He is going to wash himself. So bits before verbs, except before an infinitive. If you have a to form, you need to stick your infinitive, you need to stick your little pronoun before the to form or the last to form if you've got several words. So how do you say he is going to wash himself in 4 words, Abigail?
Il va se laver.
That's it. So we've conjugated il va. So the laver is infinitive. So il va se laver. Good. Lovely. 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 All right. Because the pronoun will go there. He's going to see me. Il va me voir. Because we've got the to form. Because bits before verbs. Il me voit, il me voyait, il me verra, il me verrait, il m'a vu, il m'avait vu, il m'aura vu, il me, mais il va me voir. Great. So in other words, when it's the reflexive, what's the word for he, she, it, they? So. All right. Now let's look at indirect. When we are indirect, we have 2 choices, people. The singular and the plural. That's all we have. You might think of it as to him, but it won't always be to him. It could just be him indirectly or her indirectly. You won't always say to him. And the word we're going to use there is lui. You've previously heard lui today at the end of the sentence after a preposition. So when it's after a preposition, like with him, avec lui, or pour lui, or de lui, lui is blue. Lui is blue. Pardon me, gender polarized, but it's blue. It's male, it's blue. If it's in the middle of a sentence, it could be blue or pink. Yeah, it could be to him, to her. It just indirectly means that person. To him, to her, if you wish, but also him, her, in an indirect way. So lui. And the plural word is leur, to them or them indirectly, which also means their, as in their house, leur maison. So the singular word, Anthony, what's the singular indirect?
Lui,
What's the plural?
leur.
Good. So say for me, I speak to her. Anthony, I speak to her.
Je lui parlais.
Good. Conjugate.
Je lui parle.
What's I was speaking to her?
Je lui parlais.
Good. Anya, he speaks to them. He speaks to them. Think what my plural word was for the indirect. What was it? What was my plural word for the indirect?
Le.
What's our nice accent? He speaks to them. Go.
Il.
Don't give me word at a time. Don't give me word at a time.
Il parle.
Good. Every time you join, you're accessing muscle memory from before. Can you say for me, I'm going to regret asking this, what is the future block? Shut up, Luke. What is the future slogan? The future slogan is...
Ray-Ron.
Yep, say it.
Ray-Ron.
And which one of those do I want for a he?
Louis.
No, which one out of Ray, Rat, and Ron do I want for a he ending? For a he. I'm putting something in the future with he.
Oh,
Ray, Rat, or Ron ending.
Ra.
Thank you. It just rhymes with that person's have. He has. Il a. Ra. Right. So how would I say he will speak to them? Il.
Il a leur parle.
Bullshit. What was the to then? What was the indirect pronoun? What have we just learned? Il.
Il leur.
Lovely. Now give me the will speak. Parle.
Il leur parle.
Leur.
Il leur parle.
You and I are doing a private, and I'm charging you 3 times as much as normal. Il leur parlera. Ray, ra, ron. Ray, ra, ron, people. We've done 14 days of Ray, ra, ron. All right. Good. So my singular is lui, my plural is leur. Colin. I then come to my direct. Direct. I know him. I know it. Doesn't make a difference if it's a chest of bloody drawers or the man I love. Makes no difference at all. Makes no difference at all. When it's indirect, we just couldn't give a crap. We could not give a crap. So the direct pronouns are the words for the people. Colin, what's the masculine word for the?
Le.
What's the feminine word for the?
La.
What's the plural word for the?
Les.
Lovely. There's no join to be done with lui and leur. You don't miss anything off. He, il lui a posé la question. Il leur a. You do a liaison, but you don't get rid of any of the word. But with le and la, you're going to once again, like you do with me and te, you're going to become le if you've got a vowel word. And if you've got a they, les, like you did with nous and vous, you're going to become les. So how do you say, Colin? He eats it. Assume it's a feminine pizza. He eats it.
Il la mange.
Good, nice joining. Could you say for me, he eats them? Go on, be a fat bastard, eat all the pizzas.
Il les mange.
Don't sit on a word while you think. Don't not sit on a word while you think about it. He would eat them. He would eat them, Colin.
Il le...
Stand still. What is he eating in this sentence?
Plural pizzas.
Direct or indirect?
Direct.
So why are we playing around with leur? Up you go. He would eat them. What's the pronoun for them directly?
Il les mangeait.
So why are you giving me separate words like a primary school child? We've been told not to do that. That doesn't make it any better. Up you go. Don't do that. You've been told not to do it. Go again.
Il les mangeait.
Good. Will. Could we have he will eat them? He will eat them.
Il les mangera.
No. What's my slogan for the future? Ask Anya. What's my slogan for the future? Ray ra.
Ray Raron.
Boo-hoo. We've got to do 2 things at the same time. Which do we want out of Ray, Rat, or Ron for the day in the future?
Ron.
Thank you. He will eat them. Sorry, I apologise. They will eat them.
Ils les mangeront.
Stand still. Why are you saying les, reader? No one asked you to start asking les. Look at me, look at me, look at me. French is sound. That's what you guys are fucking up. What's the sound? What's the sound for them directly?
Wrong.
Look at me. What is the sound for them as a direct pronoun?
Les.
Thank you. No one said les. When did I say you got to say les? If the next word began with a what?
Vowel.
Does mangeront begin with a vowel?
No.
No. To say for me, he will eat them.
Ils les mangeront.
Man, not man. Okay, good. We're not Québécois. All right, ils les mangeront. All right, good. Lovely. Abigail. Sometimes in French, we've got, so in other words, you've got le, la, and les for the direct, lui and leur, and ce. Sometimes in French, as you know, we have in the middle. Anthony, I know you normally manage the hour, but if you could just hang on until we've done a poetry past, okay? This is why we need to be up people, otherwise other people miss the stuff I need to give them. So, Abigail, say for me, he has decided. In 3 words, say for me, he has decided.
Il a décidé.
Lovely. Don't pause. Il a décidé. Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm not saying I want it pronounced that speed all the time. Il a décidé is better, but don't have any vocal pause. Don't have anything where the voice stops. So give me one more time. He has decided. No vocal stop. Slowly as you want, but no vocal stop.
Il a décidé.
Gorgeous. Now run through that neurological pathway at the speed you want, but not stopping the voice again. Il a décidé.
Il a décidé.
That's familiar. Il a, pause, crickets, tumbleweed is not familiar. There's no neurological pathway. There's no vocal pathway. Your body won't remember it. All right? Good. If I said he has decided it, how am I going to say he has decided it?
Il a décidé.
Because bits before verbs. Lovely. Anthony, say for me, he has seen. I have seen is j'ai vu. Past participle vu, irregular. How do you say he has seen?
Il est vu.
Learn to listen, make a pattern. I have seen, j'ai vu. Is it have in the middle, Anthony, or be in the middle?
It's have.
So how would you say he has seen?
Il a vu.
Lovely. Make the last one twang. Il a vu.
Il a vu.
So how do you say he has seen me? Look at Auntie Lukey. What were the 4 words that you were told at the beginning? Thank you. Which one of those is going to be the word for me as a pronoun?
Me.
And how am I going to put il a vu? How am I going to put the me in it?
Before the A. Before the A.
We don't have an A because an A is a written fucking concept, and we don't have a written concept, do we? So which word is it going before? Sound-wise, which word is it going before?
A.
Thank you. We don't have a fucking A. Lovely. We don't. So we're popping the M before the A. Isn't a vowel sound?
Yes.
And I don't mean because it's A-E-I-O-U. I mean because it's an open mouth. Yeah, because it's open mouth. So how are we going to put M before il a vu? What's that going to give me?
Il m'a vu.
Good, keep going. He saw you. You.
Il t'a vu.
He saw us.
Il nous a vu.
Yeah, il vous a vu. He saw him. He saw him.
Il vous a vu.
He saw him.
Il lui.
Still, in the sentence, he saw him. Direct, indirect, or reflexive?
Direct.
Because no fucker else is being seen.
Super.
Yeah. Or that's not what I want you to go on. What did I teach you all to go on? Say the sentence with a name. Use forevermore the name Luke. He saw Luke. Il a vu Luke. Do you agree that's how we'd say it, yeah?
Yes.
Did we go directly from the vu to the Luke, Anthony?
With Sue.
Listen, il a vu Luke. Did we go directly from the vu to the Luke? Yes or no? Did we go
Yes.
directly? Yes. So therefore, when we use a pronoun, it needs to respect the direct. So how would you, and what's our direct pronoun for him? What is our direct pronoun for him?
Sue.
Stand still. There ain't no fucking word Sue today.
Sue.
Stand still. You can keep saying it's not going to make it correct. You had a system with one word, you had a system with two words, and you had a system with three words. What was your reflexive word for self?
Me.
When he, she, it. What was the word for self? When we needed the pronoun for the self, what was it? For the he, she, it. It was
Mm,
no.
Louis? No.
No. You had one job. So for self.
Sir. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Sir.
Boo-hoo, you've got about 9 words to remember, people. So far, all you needed to remember today is me, te, nous, vous, ce, lui, leur, le, la, les. That's the subtoken of what we've done today. What's the word for what's the reflexive word? For he, she,
Sir.
it. Thank you.
Sir.
What's the indirect single and plural words? What's
Louis.
the indirect plural words? Yeah, go again.
Louis.
And the plural?
And le. Oh,
Perfect.
leur.
That's it. Le. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And what's the direct 3 words? The 3 direct pronouns based on the word the.
La, les,
Give me
and
the masculine, the feminine, the plural.
la.
Give me the masculine, the feminine, the plural. Look.
Le, la, les.
Good. I'm not putting men before women in life. I'm just saying it's the order that we learn the grammar in. Right? Because to answer if anybody gets pissy about the fact that I put the man first, it's because when you don't know, you assume it's male in French. Like if you're referring to a verbal concept, I do it, je le fais. Don't get pissy and think that's fucking, some form of like sort of sexist language. You can refer to it as the linguistic sacred feminine, which is something that needs to be special to be feminine. You can interpret it that other way in terms of language development. Lovely. So again, I'll ask my question, Colin. What's the pronoun for self?
Ce.
What's the 2 for the and the indirect?
Lui and leur.
What's the 3 for the direct?
Le, la, les.
Great. Colin, say for me, he had bought it. He had bought it.
Il l'a acheté.
He had bought it.
Il l'avait acheté.
Where is this pause coming from? Stop it. I have asked you. He had bought it.
Il l'avait acheté.
No, but did you hear the glottal? Did you hear the, il avait acheté? Don't jump up and down in the voice. Slide. I'll say it again very cleanly, people. You can slide across the throat. Don't make sound from the throat. Don't start here. But if you've got a vowel which is up here and a vowel which is going down here, of course you're going to fucking go by the throat. Il avait acheté. Go on.
Il l'avait acheté.
That was nice. You won't remember it otherwise. All right. And with all due respect, I think I'm quite entitled to say that memory is quite a theme here, isn't it? It feels very current when you've just been told it. But as the first 30 minutes of today's class tells us, it's gone unless it's learnt properly. All right. Gone. Never to be found again. Having to be retaught. Okay. So 2 more concepts. If I wanted to bring in more than one pronoun, panic. So for your pronoun work, we will eventually be adding the pronouns en, en, and e, letter y. They go at the end. Yeah, you can have them both actually. Il, on, a. You can have the e and then the en, but for the moment, we're not touching those. They will be in your homework, but we're not touching them now. So we are looking at the pronouns that we've got, which is basically me, te, nous, vous, 4, le, la, les, 3, lui, leur, 2, and ce. Do you realise that pattern? Let's go the other way around. Ce for the reflexive, lui, leur for the indirect, le, la, les for the direct, the 4 that work for every fucker, me, te, nous, vous. That might help you remember them. All right? So if I said, I give Anya the flower, tempted to say the slap, but I'm going to go with the flower. I give Anya the flower. In this sentence, Anya, which thing is being given directly? Which thing is being given indirectly? Between Anya and flower, which is the thing that's been given directly? Which is the thing that's been given indirectly?
Flower directly.
Gorgeous. Now, English can fuck about. I give Anya the flower. I give her the flower. I give the flower to her. We can go in different rules and orders. French is very specific. we will go first with the direct. I give Anya the flower would be je donne la fleur à Anya. That's how we do it with a name. We would do the direct first. I show Colin the naughty photograph. Je montre la photo à Colin. All right, the direct thing comes first when you're naming them. But when you've got pronouns, I give it her, I show them her, we've got a whole new set of rules. This is what French books traditionally teach. The indirect precedes the direct apart from exception to third person. This is what Lukey teaches. When you have one L word, a word beginning with a L, it will go last. One L word, it will go last. Okay, so you've got m and l at the end. T, le, nous, le, la, les, vous, le, la, les. If you've got two L words, the longer L word will go last. So, for example, if you've got lui and le, you'd put them in the order le, lui. If you had leur and les, leur, L-E-U-R versus les, you'd go les, leur. You'd put the longer L word last. So I'm going to give you two words, and you're going to tell me which order they're going to go in when we put the pronouns together. Colin, he gives it me. What's your pronoun going to be for me?
Me.
And if it was a feminine pizza, what's your pronoun going to be for it?
La.
Is that a good order? Are you happy with Muller?
The L word goes last.
Yeah. So are you happy with Muller?
Mala, yes.
Right. Good. So say to me, he gives it me.
Je me la donne.
Right. How do you say he gave it me if you popped it into the action past tense? Why have we now decided to change the order of the pronouns? There's no need to change the pronouns do not change. The only thing that changes the pronoun is, as we've said at your level, is bits before verbs except before an infinitive. But even then, the two pronouns would be the same. Il va me la donner. He's going to give it me. He wants to give it me. Il veut me la donner. The pronouns, when they are together, do not change. Okay, so say for me, he gave it me. So what's he gave as an action?
Il me le donne.
Listen to Lukey's question. What is he gave as an action?
Il donne.
Listen to Lukey. He gave as an action in the past, and I'm waving three fingers at you. He gave.
Il a donné.
Why are you speaking this fucking stupid way? Stop it. You've got a beautiful voice. Stop going, il a donné. Somewhere along the line, good boy Colin at school was told that is the way to do it. There's also a linguist in you, and I'm speaking like this because I'm didactically teaching, because I'm trying to get a point into you lot. Don't fucking keep doing that. Get it out of the way, Cole. Get rid of it. I've told you 3 times. Say to me, he gave.
Il a donné.
Gorgeous work. Your body will remember the journey. All right? Say for me, he gave it me. You're now adding Muller into the middle. Bits before verbs, it's going to go before your auxiliary. He gave it me.
Il a me donné.
What's the two pronouns that we've just played with? Anthony, what two pronouns have we just played with?
Me and la.
Say to me, he gave it me.
Il me l'a a donné.
Now, what did we say happened to le and la when they came up against a vowel?
Linked, joined.
There you go. So how do you say he gave it me?
Il me l'a a donné.
How are we linking la and a? What's it going to become?
La.
Thank you. So I don't need to a twice, do I?
Il me l'a donné.
There you go, people. Look at the verb to have. J'ai, tu as, il a, vous avons, vous avez, ils ont. Is there one there that doesn't have a vowel? No. Je l'ai, tu l'as, il l'a, nous l'avons, vous l'avez, ils m'ont. If it was with a mo, You can't say je me for reasons we're about to go into, and then we've got no more material today. But je me would go to je me suis, but we'll talk in a second. But tu m'as, il m'a, nous m'avons, vous m'avez, ils m'ont. When you've got the have, you will always go to the short form or the longer form. Il nous a, il vous a. Yeah, it will always do the link. All right. One more, Anya. If I gave you, so if I said I give them to them, the flowers to my friends Les and Pat. She gets them, he arranges them. They're the ones with the doggies that you see in the video. Shout out to Les and Pat. So if I said I give them to them, what's the word them I'm going to use to represent the flowers, which is the thing that's been given directly? Which pronoun am I going to use for that, Anya?
Les.
Spot the fuck on, well done. And what's the pronoun I'm going to use to represent them indirectly, as in I'm going to give them the flowers to represent Les and Pat? What's the pronoun I'm going to use indirectly for them?
Leur.
Lovely. Which out of les and leur is a longer word?
Leur.
So if I wanted to say I give them, I give them, okay? In 4 words, how do I say I give them?
Je l'ai donné leur.
Stand the fuck still. Say to me, I give. What's the verb to give?
Donner.
Nice twang. Say to me, I give in 2 words.
Je donne.
Now, repeat after Auntie Lukey. Bits before verbs except before infinitives. Do we have a to form in je donne? No.
No.
So you're placing the 2 pronouns you've just told me before your verb. So je and donne, how are you going to say I give them then? Je?
Je l'ai leur donné. Je l'ai leur donné.
Clever. It's that simple. Listen to how we do all 8. It won't sound as interesting with je because, as you know, will and, well, as you will know by the time I'm fucking through with you, will and would is the same pronunciation effectively for the, yeah. So je les, listen to where les leur comes, people. Je les leur donne, je les leur donne, je les leur donnerai, je les leur donnerai, je les leur ai donné, je les leur ai donné, je les leur avais donné, je les leur aurais donné, je les leur aurais donné. The les leur goes in the same place. One quick note, when you have leur meaning there, and then it goes to a vowel, it gains an S. So their uncle, leur oncle, L-E-U-R, their uncles, leurs oncles. When it's in the middle, like Louis and leur, it never gains an S. So Abigail, say for me, I wrote. Say I wrote in 3 words.
J'ai écrit.
Nice sliding. Nice sliding. Lovely. I wrote to them, Anthony, I'm so sorry, but the really, really important thing I'm just about to do for 10 more minutes. So could you, when you watch back where we are, absolutely make sure you watch the last 10 minutes.
For sure.
I'm
Yes.
sorry that it took me 30 minutes to go over stuff with people that don't remember stuff. So off you go.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Thank
still
you.
on the wise, are we? So make sure you watch the last 10 minutes. So
Will do.
I feel very, very guilty if you are have female marks on your passport. Right, so je leur, so basically, if we sing j'ai écrit, could you please say for me, I wrote Anya a letter. I wrote Anya a letter. Could you say that for me in French? Abigail, I wrote Anya a letter.
Je.
Stand still, look at Auntie Lucy. Are we using pronouns in this sentence other than subject as I? Am I using the word letter in full? Am I using the word letter?
No.
Listen to Auntie Lukey. I wrote Anya a letter. Am I using the word letter in full here?
No, you would use.
Abigail, stand still. Listen to Auntie Lukey.
Like,
I am saying I gave Anya a letter. That's literally what I'm saying. I wrote Anya a letter. That's the sentence I'm saying. Am I using the word letter here in full?
yes.
I am. I'm not saying I wrote her it or I gave her it. I'm referring to the noun in full. Agree? And am I using her pretty first name? Very nice first name. It's a shame I'm going to have to swap it for something far more fucking offensive soon. But I wrote Anya a letter? Am I using her name in full?
Yes.
Yes. So there's no pronouns in this version other than the subject pronoun of je. So how would you say, using the word lettre and the name Anya, how would you say I wrote Anya a letter?
J'ai écrit une lettre à Anya.
Good memory that the noun that is direct comes first when you've not got pronouns. Yes? J'ai écrit une lettre à Anya. Lovely. Now, if I said I wrote it to Anya, that letter was sent to Luke. No, I wrote it to Anya. I wrote it for Anya. I know in American English sometimes you say I wrote him. People will occasionally do that. But, you know, we must pity them. We must pity them, okay? The fact is, I wrote Anya the letter. What is being written, Abigail?
The letter.
Gorgeous. So that's the indirect. So if I said I wrote Anya, I wrote it to Anya, I could make the letter an it. I could say I wrote her the letter, and I could make her the pronoun. So let's just, Abigail, do both of those versions. So first things first, if I say I wrote her the letter, what's the pronoun going to be for her indirectly there? What was my indirect form for her?
Lui.
Gorgeous.
Lui.
So je lui ai écrit une lettre. Je lui ai écrit la lettre. If I then went back and I said I wrote it to Anya, that letter wasn't sent to somebody else, it was sent to Anya. Okay? Dear Anya, do the fucking homework, big kiss, Luke. Or do the fucking homework, Glasgow kiss, Luke. Now, if I'm referring to the letter, what pronoun am I going to use to represent the letter, which is direct? What was the direct letters feminine? What was the pronoun I need directly to represent the letter, Abigail?
L'apostrophe.
Yeah, it will do. But what would it be before the abbreviation? What would
La.
it be? What is it?
La.
Lovely.
La.
So je l'ai écrite. It actually gets a feminine e on the end, which we'll talk about another time. Yeah, je l'ai écrite because it's a feminine letter. À Anya. Now, if I put them together, I wrote it to her. I wrote her it. How do I put those two together? Colin. How do I put I wrote it to her, where the letter is the la and the her is the lui? How do you say I wrote it to her?
Je la lui a écrit.
Go again, and this time when you slide, you try to stop the sliding. When you slide, remember that I have is j'ai, and when you visit the have, it's going to come to an a. Off you go.
Je l'ai. Je
So
la.
your mouth possibly remembers saying je l'ai, whatever, but we can't do that now because what is the pronoun for to her? Lui. And that is now taking the place. That is going after the la, isn't it? So what's it going to be? Je la.
Je la lui
Finish the sentence. Je la lui.
ai écrit.
Je la lui ai écrite, in fact, because the feminine letter is there. But don't worry. Good. Right. So in other words, we need to play a little bit when we've got double pronouns. He gives it me, il me le donne. I give it him, je le lui donne. The L word with the L word comes last, or the longer L word comes last. Go over it in your homework. Side note, people, nod ahead, play with on, en, and e, letter y as well. And we'll talk about that when we finish that final section, which we're just about to do now, which is our reflexives and reciprocals with an auxiliary. So up until now in the verbs that you've done, Anya, which is the predominant auxiliary verb in the middle, have or be? Which is the most common verb that we have in the middle?
Have.
Gorgeous. Up until now, Anya, what situation have we needed up until now in our work to have be in the middle? What have we needed the verb to be to have be in the middle?
It's got to be an action.
A verb of one of the verbs of motion. Don't say action.
Mm-hmm.
Action is what I say for actions auxiliary. Got nothing to do with that. It's one of the known verbs of motion, which is a stupid fucking title because backflipping is a motion, slapping lazy students is a motion, hiding their bodies in the oven is emotion. Do you know what I mean? Covering it with fucking sand and soil is emotion. So there's lots of things which emotions, but they're just known as the verbs of motion. We call them the space verbs, moving in the space. Yeah. So go, da, na, na, na. Good. That up until now is the only thing that you've had with the verb to be. Listen to Auntie Lukey, people, final chapter. If your verb is reflexive or reciprocal, I shall say that again. If your verb is reflexive or reciprocal, and it is in a tense which has an auxiliary. So that's the bottom line, as Anya will tell you after her session with me, when she's finished salting her wounds. The bottom line verbs, when they are reflexive or reciprocal, will swap the auxiliary to be, even if that verb is normally a bastard that uses have. Anya, will you please say for me, he saw in 3 words? He saw in 3 words.
Il a vu.
Gorgeous joining. He saw me, il m'a vu, il t'a vu, il nous a vu, il vous a vu, he saw him, il l'a vu, L apostrophe, he saw her, il l'a vu, fine, 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 L apostrophe, but with a V-U-E, fine, fine, fine. You don't have to know about the E just yet, people. He saw himself. Is he saw himself, Anya, a tense with an auxiliary? Yes or no?
Yes.
Good, because actions have what, Anya, in the past?
Auxiliaries.
Spot on. Is it reflexive? He saw himself. Is that reflexive, Anya?
Yes.
Therefore, if we have an auxiliary tense and a reflexive reciprocal, it's a job for poetry past. What do we call this system, Anya? What did I just call it? It's a job for... Colin, what did I just call it?
Poetry past.
Abigail, what did I just call it?
Poetry past.
Anya, what did I just call it?
Poetry past.
Poetry past. Poetry past means that you are going to learn and not panic and have to work it out freshly every time. The verb to be with the reflexive. So, Anya, would you please do this for me? Would you just say the 6 people with their reflexive? Je me, tu te, il se, nous, nous, vous, vous, il se. That's everybody and the token reflexive that you would use with them normally in any tense. Je me, tu te, il se, yeah, nous, nous, vous, vous, il se. Would you just say those for me, please, Anya?
Je me, tu te, il se.
Good,
nous,
good,
nous,
good.
vous, vous,
No,
il.
nous, 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 nous. We've done the order. Nous, nous.
Nous, nous, vous, vous, il se.
Thank you. Reverse the order.
Il se. Vous, vous,
Good.
nous, nous,
Good,
il se.
good,
Tu te,
good,
je me.
good. Now, Abigail, would you just quickly, beautifully, with your accent, say for me the verb to be all the way down? Je suis, tu es, il est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont.
Je suis. Il est.
Look at Auntie Lukey, people. First person, second person, third person. First plural, second plural, third plural. I, you, he. We, you plural, they. That's the order it goes in. Je, tu, il, nous, vous, il. Off you go. So just say for me the verb to be. Je suis, tu es, il est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont. Off you go.
Je suis. Tu es. Il est. Nous sommes. Vous êtes. Ils sont.
Nice. Now, Cole. Take both the ladies and bang their heads together for the first half hour. I mean, take what they've done and basically put the two together. You're going to take the reflexive in the middle of the verb to be. So, je me suis, tu, te, and a will become tu, t'es, il, se, and a will become il, s'est, nous, nous sommes, vous, vous êtes, ils se sont. So you're taking the verb to be, je suis, you're putting the reflexive in it, je me suis. Tu es, tu te es, tu t'es, il se est, you know, je me suis, tu t'es, il s'est, nous, nous sommes, vous, vous êtes, ils se sont. They are my poetries. It means shit by itself, but off you go. Could you give me that word order for me, please, Colin, from the je?
Je me suis, tu t'es, il sait, nous nous sommes, vous vous êtes, ils se sont.
Good. Anya, would you do exactly the same thing?
Je me suis.
Good.
Tu t'es.
Good. Your mouth wants to say tu te, which is fine. But it's in the past. It's got the past. It's got the auxiliary, the verb to be. Yeah, tu es, tu t'es. Yeah. Carry on. Il.
Tu t'es. Il
Stand
se.
still. Look at Luke. Say for me, he is. Say he is. Just
Il
two
est.
words. Say he is.
Il est. Il
Good.
a.
What now? What's the reflexive that I'm going to use for a he that we've learned today?
Il se a.
Yeah. And now put that in the middle of il est. What's that going to give me?
Il se. Il sait.
Thank you. Carry on. We.
Il sait. Nous sommes.
Verb to be. Come on. Hurry up. Nous sommes.
Nous
Carry on.
sommes. Vous êtes.
Good.
Ils se sont.
Good. And again from the top.
Je me suis. Tout est. Il t'est.
Stand the fuck still. You've done this already. What is the reflexive verb for he?
Ta.
Stand still. The reflexive word for he. What's the reflexive word we're going to use for he, she, it, and they?
Se.
Thank you. Give me he is.
Il a.
He is. He is. He is. He is.
Il est.
Good. And again. Now give me now say for me il sait.
Il sait.
Good. And again. All the way
Il
down. Je me suis, tu t'es, il sait, nous nous sommes, vous êtes, ils se sont. Go on.
Je me suis. Tout est. Il sait.
Yep.
Nous sommes. Vous êtes. Ils se sont.
Great. My friend's trying to call me. Can you still see my face?
No.
Right. I think she'll give up in a second, but I'm scared to press stop. Right. So can you now say for me, I saw? What's just I saw?
J'ai vu.
Gorgeous. J'ai vu. What's the past word? The past participle, but I told you we were going to call it the past word. What's the past word in j'ai vu? What's the last word? Anya, what's the last word? In j'ai vu, what's the last word?
J'ai vu lui.
No. Listen to Luke. In the expression j'ai vu, in the sentence j'ai vu, what's the last word?
Vu.
Lovely. In the sentence j'ai dit, I said, what's the last word, Anya?
Dit.
Lovely. So poetry past, that means when you've got a reflexive, means you're going to take the poetry, je me suis, tu t'es, il sait, nous nous sommes, vous êtes, ils se sont, or Luke say, or Luke and Anya se sont, whatever. Luke et Anya se sont. And then you're going to put the past word that was there normally. So if I said I saw myself, what's my poetry for I, Anya, out of the 6 that I've just done? What's my poetry for I?
Je me suis.
And what's the past word for saw?
Vu.
Good. Say for me, I saw myself.
Je me suis vu.
It's that simple. He shaved. The verb to shave is se raser, because otherwise you'd be shaving something else. It's reflexive. What's the poetry for he, please?
Il.
No, the whole poetry, please.
Il sait.
Good, well done. What's he shaved? He shaved himself. That's it.
Il s'est rasé.
Lovely. Abigail, what we spoke to each other, which is now reciprocal, but it's the same fucking grammar. What's we spoke to each other?
Nous nous sommes parlé.
Good. Colin, what is you, plural, woke up? The verb to wake up is se réveiller. Se réveiller. So it is going to be reflexive. What's you, plural, woke up?
Sorry, I got it.
That's all right. We should have been finished, but it's just I'm honouring my subject, because why should you miss out just because 2 people don't remember the homework? So off you go. So you spoke to each other. Off you go.
Vous vous êtes parlé.
So I do apologise. It was you got up, wasn't it? Vous vous êtes, the verb se réveiller. Se réveiller. So what you woke up. Vous vous êtes.
Oh. Vous vous êtes habillé.
Nice muscle memory. Vous vous êtes réveillé. I gave you, didn't I?
Réveillé.
Yeah,
Oh.
okay. Lovely. Now, Abigail, to finish, what is he has eaten?
Il a mangé.
Gorgeous. What is he had eaten?
Il avait mangé.
Gorgeous. So to convert the has into a had, what tense does the auxiliary go to? The was, doesn't it? Present in the middle, was in the middle. All right. So Abigail, if I just said je me suis lavé, je me suis lavé, and I'm going to basically make it into I had gotten washed, or I had got washed, both are acceptable. What is je me suis lavé going to need to become? To say I had gotten washed.
Était.
Lovely. So once again, we're turning the bit in the middle that was present tense into the was tense. The whole thing is in the was tense. The whole thing is the pluperfect, the plus parfait. But the fact is, it's the middle word, the middle auxiliary is going to go to the was. So if I've got je me suis lavé, what's that going? Put it all together for me. How are you going to say I had gotten washed?
J'étais lavé.
You've just had je me suis, for Christ's sake. The only word you're changing is suis. These two aren't changing. This one isn't changing. Je me suis lavé. What's that going to do if I'm now changing that third word?
Sorry, what was the line?
Say to me again. Wake up. Je me suis lavé. What's the second
Je
word?
me suis lavé.
What's the second word?
Me.
Gorgeous work. What's the word I'm changing it to here? What word did you totally correctly tell me that we needs to change to?
Était.
Good.
Était.
So, so je me étais. What are me and étais going to become? What are they going to link to make?
J'étais.
Stand
No.
still. Up the dose of whatever you're on. Me going into étais is going to give me what? How am I going to link those words together?
N'était.
Hallelujah. From the beginning of the class, what did I say we have if we have me plus a vowel? Good.
And
So,
apostrophe.
m'étais lavé. Do me the other one. What's the normal poetry past for you got washed? The normal one, Abigail, my darling, the normal one. You got washed. But listen, the normal poetry is je me suis lavé. What's the poetry for the two then? So not je me suis lavé. What was the poetry for the two? It was tu.
Tu t'es lavé.
Gorgeous work, my darling. If you forget it, remember, it's the verb to be with the reflexive. So if I'm turning the verb to be in the auxiliary into the had form, which means basically I'm putting the middle one in the was, what is tu t'es lavé going to be? If I said you had got washed, what's you had got washed going to be? Tu t'es.
Tu avais.
Stand still. What is the verb to be in the was tense? For everybody.
Été.
J'étais, tu étais, il était, nous étions, vous étiez, ils étaient. So go down, je me suis, tu t'es, il s'est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils se sont. Feel good about yourself, you can do it. Go down and swap the verb to be that at the moment you're fucking dancing around with S and E. That's what it does in the present tense. Stop worrying about the dancing around and just go to the été or the étion every time. So I'll give you the original and you're going to convert it for me. But your me's and your te's have still got to stay. So je me suis lavé. What I had gotten washed. Je me. Abigail, look at Luke. Look Luke in the face. Look
sorry,
Luke in the face.
I didn't know if it was me.
Look Luke in the face. Look me in the face. Stay with me. What is the verb to be all the way down the imperfect. There was était, était, était. Do you agree with that? Yeah? Yeah?
Yes.
And when we want to make this tense had, we're going to convert the verb to be into the était. That's what we're going to do. Let's just go back a step. Colin, no, Anya, you can do this for me. Say for me, I left, which I might do. I'm considering it. So the verb is partir. How do you say, which is a verb, which is a be verb in the normal past? How do you say I left, please, Anya?
J'étais parti.
Stand the fuck still. I left in the normal past. I'm waving my fucking fingers around. Action auxiliary in the present tense in the middle. Your standard past. I left.
J'ai parti.
Be verb.
Je suis parti.
Thank you. Now go to I had left, which was in the middle, had in the middle in English, which you've already said. What's I had left?
J'étais parti.
Spot the fuck on. So you're used to turning the suis into an été. If I had we were, or the was, what's plain and simple we were? So nous étions. Anya.
Nous étions.
Gorgeous. So if it was go straight to we had left. Go straight to it on the back of that then. So what's we had left?
Nous étions partis.
You've just told me nous étions. Why are you pronouncing it differently? Go again. Nous étions partis. Go.
Nous étions partis.
Good. So your had tense with the reflexive is je m'étais, pardon my noisy chair, tu t'étais, il s'était, nous nous étions, vous vous étiez, il s'était. Colin, take this and do this. I'm going to do the first one. You're going to do the rest. Je me suis, and then we're done. Je me suis, je m'étais, je me serai, je me serai. Are you doing my bottom auxiliaries? Yeah? Can you now go to two? Can you give me the normal poetry past, the had poetry past, the will poetry past, and the would poetry past? All you're doing is changing the tense of the verb to be amongst the four tenses you know: present, was, will, and would. So off you go. So do me two. Do me two. So two. Off you go. So you're doing all of them on the bottom. So start with your normal poetry past and carry on. So two.
Okay. Tu t'es.
Good.
Tu t'étais.
Good.
Tu.
Stopping. Don't stop.
Tu t'es.
Stopping until you are ready to give me something of merit. You keep saying the word to. Back onto it. Tu. Stand still. Look at Luke. Look at Lukey. What are we playing with? Are we not playing with reflexive?
Wait. Yes.
So what's the second word going to be?
Tu.
And what's the third word going to be?
Sera.
Go back again then.
With two.
Yep.
All the way. Tu t'es.
That is not what I want, Colin. Will you stop stopping? Back your ass goes.
Tu t'es.
Thank you.
Tu.
That feels weird. If you don't like doing that, don't do French. Which is a waste because you've got a nice voice. I can't have these big pauses. Incidentally, I follow somebody. We follow each other. She's a marker for the Dele, which is the Spanish equivalent to the Delf or the Delf. And she was saying in today's language education podcast, I'm not up on the Dele marking criteria to that degree. I submit people for it at the Spanish Institute, but I haven't read the marking criteria in a while to that point of minutiae. But she was basically saying that if you speak more slowly but you join your words, they don't mark down on that now. But if you put big fat fucking pauses in the middle of stuff, they mark down on that. That's literally the marking guide for the A1, A2, B1, B2. Because she's like, it's just not like human speech to do that. Also, as you know, somebody's trying to teach you a method which relies very much on muscle memory. So you have to keep doing it. Also, it's bad manners. I've told you to stop. So go again. Tu t'es. Your two te are going to be present amongst all of them, aren't they?
Yes.
So what we're basically saying is, let's say I put the word laver on the end. I'm saying you washed, you had washed, you will have washed, you would have washed. So just to make it human for me, pop lave on the end and do me these four. So tu te.
Tu t'es lavé.
Good.
Tu
Just
t'étais
change the
lavé.
auxiliary. Yeah, go.
Tu t'étais lavé.
Good. Just change the auxiliary.
Tu te seras lavé.
Stop the pause. Back you go.
Tu te serais
No,
lavé.
stop it, Colin. Do you understand what a pause is in English? Don't do that. You don't speak that way in English. You don't speak that way in French. Tu te seras lavé. You've got to slide from vowel to vowel. No pauses.
Tu te seras lavé.
Good. If you want to pause, it means you are not pushing enough here and you are not closing your mouth enough. Stop pauses. I don't care if you have a 40-second break. You have a 40-second break, my love. I couldn't give a fuck. Lukey will love you for it. Stay in it. I'm not going to tell you again, Colin. Go again. From the top again. Tu t'es.
Tu t'es lavé.
Keep going.
Tu t'es.
Stopping.
Tu t'étais
No, Colin,
lavé.
don't stop. That's stop the voice. I'm coming to Anya. Anya's going to take over. Sorry, Colin, you had your chance. Stopping the voice. Anya, off you go. Give me you got washed. The action one. Tu t'es.
Tu t'es lavé.
Good. So we've got verb to be in the middle in the normal tense. Now we're going to put verb to be in the middle in the was tense. So you had got washed. What's that going to be, Anya? Don't stop the voice.
Tu serais.
Stand still for the love of fucking God. What do we put? Give me my tense name, Anya. Give me my tense name. Present.
Present was we would.
Good. And what verb is in the middle when we say tu t'es lavé? What tense is in the middle?
Tu t'es lavé.
You can repeat it as much as you want. It's not going to convince anybody. I need an answer.
Was.
Say for me, you are.
Tu as.
You are.
Tu es.
One more time. Say it again.
Tu es.
Say for me, tu es. Say it again. Tu es.
Tu es.
What tense are we in, my love?
The present.
Gorgeous. Now that can be the present, or it can be the auxiliary in the bottom line, tu es parti, for example. Go back up to the top line. Give me you were, which is the was on the verb to be. Give me you were. Just you were, 2 words.
Tu es.
Were. Why is it going to be 2A? You've just done 2A for you are.
Tu étais.
Christ, for fuck's sake, I'm trying my best. Now go down onto the bottom line and give me you had left, which is using was, but in the middle to make had. So it's the same as what we just had on top, only this time it's not its own verb, it's now the auxiliary. So give me you had left. Off you go. Same again.
Tu étais lavé.
You had left with partir, because laver is reflexive. Using partir. You had left. Using partir. Go tu étais.
Tu étais parti.
Good. Back up to the top line on its own, just for the sake of doing it on its own. Could you please give me you will be, just on its own in 2 words?
Tu étais?
What's wrong with you? You keep saying the word we've just done in another tense. We just did tu étais moments ago. It's not going to be you was and you will be. What's the future block of the verb to be?
Tu serais.
Will be.
Tu seras.
Are you absolutely clear on why it's tu seras?
Tu seras.
Why is it tu seras? Why? What's the ending?
Reiraront.
Good. And what's the one for two?
Tu seras.
Good. So on its own, what's the ending for the future on its own? Not with the sir, just literally the ending. Out of reiraron, which one is it for two? It's going to be
A. Oh,
I knew
sorry,
you
the
weren't
A.
clear.
The A.
No, there's no such thing as the A. There's no such thing as the A. What I knew this is shit. What are the 3 sounds I've got for the future? What are my 3 sounds for the future?
The re, ra, the ra.
There's no such thing as the ra bitch because we're not fucking saying re, ra, rom. We're saying re, ra, ron. Which one of those 3 do I want?
Ra.
Thank you. That's a nice accent. Ra means reading. A means reading. Homework means reading. Homework means cheating. Homework means reading, not doing my method. And then we forget shit. Give me the 3 sounds again for the future. Just the 3 sounds for the future. What's my slogan?
Ré, ra, ron.
Good. Which one of those sounds do I want for a to verb in the future? Which one of those sounds?
Ra.
There we go. Now we're working. Don't do it the old way. It does not work for you. All right. So if I've got ra, now give me just as 2 words, you will be.
Tu seras.
Gorgeous. We're working and we're linking sounds now. We're even linking nicely. Good. Now take it onto the bottom line and use that same thing, which could exist on its own. You will be in Paris. You will be in Besançon because I need to fucking push someone in the river. You will be. Now make it the bottom line. Again, you will be. You will have left. So in other words, we're just going to use it as the auxiliary again. Not the most common tense, but we do it. So off you go. So take what you've just done and give me you will have left. Go to.
Tu seras parti.
Yes. Yes. Accents in place, twang in place, travel between vowel in place, molars close together. Perfect. Now back up onto the top line. Present was, will, would. We're now onto the would slogan. What you would be. Would ending. You would be. Just 2 words.
Tu.
Stop stopping. To, not to, to.
Tu.
Stop stopping. What don't you get? Do not stop the word to until you are ready with the next word.
Tu seras. Tu serais.
Why did we come off sir if we didn't know where the arsehole know where we were going? To sir, don't come off a vowel until we know the next vowel. I would not get in a car with you for love nor money. Lane change, lane change. Don't come off a vowel until you know the next vowel. Go again, you would be. Don't stop, don't stop.
Tu serais.
Thank you. I will turn you into French sponges, but you've got to do this vowel thing. Now take it onto the bottom line and give me you would have left. We're using to. What have we just done up top with you would? What have we just done?
Tu serais.
If I have to remind you to not stop one more time, I shall boot you out. Colin, we're going to do a mixed class now. We're just going to finish the last 5 minutes. Random. Colin, he ate. Action.
Il mangeait.
Actions can't have what, Cole?
An auxiliary.
He ate. Nobody's saying that il mangeait could never be translated as he ate, but that would be like ongoing, whatever. I'm telling you as an action, one off, he ate. What's one off going to be? He ate.
Il a mangé.
Good. Now, will you please give me he would have eaten?
Il aurait
Look at me.
mangé.
This is last week's work.
Il aurait mangé.
Don't take the piss. He would have eaten it. He would have eaten it. Colin.
Il l'aurait mangé.
Good. Colin. She is going to give me them. The keys for my car that I lent her. She is going to give me them. Colin.
Elle est
Stand still. Disgusting. Say for me, I am going.
Je vais.
Why are we not saying je suis vais? Because I am going is which tense? What tense is I'm going, Colin? Past, present, or future? Where are we?
Present.
And the present, which line is it on? Top or bottom?
Top.
Does it have an auxiliary?
No.
No. Just because you hear the verb to be, don't translate the verb to be. Say for me, he's going.
Il va.
Gorgeous work. He's going to give me them. Look at Auntie Lukey. Which pronoun am I going to ultimately need for me?
Me.
Good man. Nice accent. Which pronoun am I going to ultimately need for them?
Les.
Why are we panicking? Put all the pronouns together in the same pig pen. Off you go. He's going to give me them.
Je me les
Stand
donnerai.
still. He is going to give me them, for the love of God. He is going.
Il me
Stand
les
still with your
donnera.
primary school shit. I won't have it anymore. What is he going? What is he's going?
Il me
Stand
les...
still. You've had your chance. What is he is going?
Il va.
Good. Now say he's going. It's ridiculous. I have to do this. Now say he's going to give. He's going to give 3 words.
Il va donner.
Gorgeous work. He's going to give me them. Bits before verbs, except before an infinitive. He's going to give me them. Them, sorry.
Il me les va donner.
Colin, repeat after Lukey. You're an intelligent man. Bits before verbs, except before an infinitive. Repeat. Bits before
Bits
verbs.
before words except before infinitives.
Lovely. In the sentence he is going to give, do we have an infinitive?
To give.
Gorgeous. So that means, where does it mean we stick the pronouns?
Before the infinitive.
Lovely. So what the fuck are we doing sticking before the va? We've got an infinitive. Yep. He's going to give me them.
Il va me les donner.
Lovely, fabulous work. Say to me, I want. Just say to me, I want. I want. Now, if I had a pronoun with that verb on its own, say to me, I want. Just say to me, I want it. I want it.
Je le veux.
Now say I want to kill, which is the verb tuer, which is an infinitive. So say I want to kill. 3 words.
Je veux tuer.
Tuer. Now say I want to kill you. You 3. I want to kill you. I want to kill you.
Je veux vous tuer.
There we go. Now say I killed as an action. The verb is tuer. It's an action.
Je l'ai
Stand
tué.
still. No. You had your chance. Abigail, what's I killed as an action?
J'ai tué.
Gorgeous work with an auxiliary in the middle. What's I killed you? 3. You 3. I killed you.
Je veux tuer.
Stand still. Why have we lost the tense we're in? I killed is an action. It means it needs what? What does an action mean? It needs a what? What does it need, Abigail?
Auxiliary.
Gorgeous. So we're not going to use je vous tue exists. It's not what we're saying. I killed you as an action. It's got to have the auxiliary. What's I killed you as an action? Go back. Say for me, I killed in 3 words. I killed Anya. Sorry, I killed Abigail. So I killed.
J'ai tué.
Gorgeous. What's the pronoun that you've already successfully chosen for you plural?
Vous.
Gorgeous accent. Don't waste the accent with shit French. Where in j'ai tué are you going to be able to? Which is the first verb in j'ai tué? Which is the first verb?
Avoir.
Gorgeous.
A.
So you're placing the vous before the a. What I killed you?
Je vous ai tué.
Gorgeous. We've cracked them both back wide open, haven't we? Lovely. Anya, he was taking. What's the verb to take?
Prendre.
Nice accent. You should, based on the homework, be able to go straight to he was taking. Have a go.
Il.
He's clearly very ill. Right. What is the verb to take? Again.
Prendre.
Is it an a verb or a soft hard?
Soft hard.
What is the... How do you say we take?
Nous prendrons.
Do the fucking homework. Prendre was one of our irregular groups. Nous prenons.
Prenons.
Thank you. Are you clear on that? Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Lovely. So if it's nous prenons, what is I was taking? If it's nous Prenons. How am I going to come up with I was taking?
Ne,
I.
ils prennent.
I
J'ai-
was taking. Thank you.
J'ai,
Stand still. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day daily bread. Notre Père. Lovely. I'm going to say the Notre Père in French. It's going to guide me the fuck through this. What is the word for I?
je.
Ah, is it J?
No, je.
No. So I was taking. You've just given me nous prenons. What I was taking?
Ne,
I.
je prendrai.
Holy fucking cunting Christ. What is the word? What is the slogan for the was tense?
Everybody A.
Yes. What slogan do we need for a was then, Anya?
A.
Gorgeous. If we've got nous prenons, what do we remove?
The ONS, the on.
We don't say ONS, which is your problem, isn't it? Don't read. We've got prenons. Sound-wise, take prenons. Do not read, my girl. If you read, there are bloody 10 tenses of endings for you to look at per verb. Fuck that. Do sound. Prenons. Take the on off prenons. What have we got?
Prenez. Oh,
Stand
sorry.
still. Do it step by
Prends.
step. Pren.
Prends.
Now put an A on the end of it. What I was taking.
Je prenais.
Good. Colin, nous finissons. Nous finissons. What I was finishing.
Nous finissions.
Stand still. I was finishing. I.
Oh, je finissais.
Good. Abigail, nous conduisons. What I was driving.
Je conduisais.
Good. Nous vendons. Anya, nous vendons. What I was selling.
Nous,
I.
je vendais.
Good job. Nous sortons. What's you? Normal you. What you were going out.
Tu sortais.
Good. That's simple. Nous réduisons. We reduce. Nous réduisons. What he was reducing.
Il réduisait.
You got it. Nous produisons. What is we were producing? We.
Nous produisons.
No, that would give me the present again. What's the worst tense? Nous produis.
Produisait.
Stand still. What is the slogan for the was tense? I'm going to tattoo this on your butt cheek. What is the slogan for the was tense?
Everybody A. Ion EA.
Ah, so what was the ending for a we?
On.
No. Everybody A. What came next?
Ion.
Great. So if it's a we, the ending has got to be eon. It can't be on. That'd be the bastard present tense. If we've got nous réduisons, just make one little change. You give me we were. Sorry, we said nous produisons. Nous produisons. What we were producing.
Nous produisions.
That's all we need to do. The verb to sing is what, Anya?
Chantait.
Give me he sings.
Il chante.
Good. What sound do I predominantly need for the was tense?
The A.
The what, sorry?
A. The A.
Did you say A?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you say A or did you say EA?
A.
Thank you. He was singing. He was singing.
Il chantait.
Good man. What slogan do I want for the will? Give me the slogan for the will.
Rond.
Give me he will sing. Your verb is chanter. He will sing.
Il chantera.
Spot the fuck on. Give me the slogan for the would tense. What's the slogan for the would?
Ferait.
Say it again cleanly.
Ferait.
Good. Give me he would sing.
Il chanterait.
Good. Action, bottom line now, bitches, bottom line, bottom line. He sang on this occasion as an action one time and finished. As opposed to every week Luke sang. I did used to sing before Cipro fucking fluxes him. So I used to do weddings and birthdays. Big shit. He sang as an action. The verb is chanter. What's he sang?
Il a chanté.
Good. Now don't fucking change the third word, because what word do we change on the bottom line? Only the auxiliary. We've just done the present in the middle. Il a. The whole thing is not in the present. The whole thing is in the past tense. The whole thing is in the past tense. Not that I like the term the past tense, but it's in this tense. Yeah. But the present is in the middle. Il a chanté. So we just had present. We're now going to stick. What? You tell me what's going to go in the middle. So present. No. So what would be he had sung? He had sung.
Il avait chanté.
Good. Gets to 8 or blow whoever the fuck he wants. We're on 6. Colin's looking hopeful. He will have sung. My verb I'm playing with in the middle so far, Anya, if it's a and ave, which verb in the middle is it? Have or be?
Have.
Do you think what I'm going to do now, so if I've just done present, was, what you think which tense I'm going to now need to put in the middle? What's he will have sung? He will. And remember that your will is the future and that you're going to have an ending from the will. So what's he will have sung?
Il
It's a will, so don't fuck it up. What's the will ending I'm going to need for a he?
Il aurait. Oh, sorry, il aura chanté.
Bellend, you've just ruined your fucking good run. Go again. He will have sung.
Il aura chanté.
I know it's not as common as he would have sung. Good. Redeem yourself. He would have sung. There's no good about it. Chill. What's the fucking ending for the would? What's the ending for the would?
Il aurait chanté.
You're just fucking trying to visualize. You're trying to read all this different shit. Sounds. There's one sound system for every tense. You're trying to do 6 endings. And this is why it's not working. Sound. Now let's do some pronouns. Colin, Luke gave me action.
Luc me donne.
Actions have what, Cole?
Oh. Luc m'a donné.
Thank you. Luke would give me. Top line. Luke would give me, Colin.
Luc me donnerait.
Good man. Nice voice as well. Way better. Luke would have given me. Often used in phrases like, okay, if, Luke had some spare cake, he would have given, whatever, like if this had been going on, whatever. Luke would have given me. Bottom line.
Luc m'aurait donné.
Good. Abigail, Luke will have given me. Come back later. Luke will have given me the keys for the office and we can go in there and we can all make love on the desk. Off you go. Luke will have given me. Luke will have given me.
Luc m'aura donné.
Good work. Anya, I went, which is a motion verb with the verb to go. I went.
Je suis.
Verb to go?
Je suis parti.
The verb to go. I went is from the verb to go.
Je suis allé.
Great. Okay. Don't make me teach you English. Right. Christ, I've not got the soul for that as well as the French. I had gone. Yep. Stand still. What tense am I popping my auxiliary into to create the had? What tense is the auxiliary got to go into?
The middle.
That's where it is. And what tense is on the middle now? To create the had, what tense is the auxiliary in?
In the past.
Shut up. What tense?
Oh, in the present.
Anya, talk Lukey through the tenses. Present?
Present was will would.
Good. We've just done the present in the middle. Je suis allé. Do you get that? Although that whole bastard is in the past, do you get that the present is in the middle? Do you get that?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't use the present in the middle now. So which tense do you think I'm going to pop in the middle now?
The past.
Say my tenses again. Say the
Present.
names of my tenses.
Present was will would.
Have you said the word past once? Have you said the word past even once?
No, present.
Well done, Abigail. Have you said the word past even once? No. So would you like to pick a tense from what you've just done? Present, was, will, would. Which one are you going to use?
Present.
You've just done the present for I went. Right. I can't let you go till you've got this. Say for me, I am. Just say for me, I am.
Je suis.
What tense are we in when we say je suis?
In the present.
Right. Now say I went, which is an action. Just
Je suis.
I went. Je suis.
Je suis allé. Je
So
suis
do
allé.
you acknowledge we need the present to then make our past tense? Yes.
Yeah.
So we're now going to keep the je, and we're going to keep the aller, and we're going to change the tense in the middle to the was tense. And that overall is going to give us had done something. The whole thing is not in was, the whole thing is in had. But the middle word, if you've done the homework, middle word had in English, middle word was in French. I should have said half of that and seen if Colin remembered it. So the middle word is now going into the was tense. Je suis allé. Or je suis allé. I now need you to take the suis and I need you to put that verb to be in the was tense. What's the verb to be going to be in the was tense?
Je serai.
Stand still in the was tense.
Je oh God.
Link.
J'étais.
Link.
J'étais.
Link fully.
J'étais allé.
That's it. Put the middle word in the was tense. You only have the following choices for the was tense on the auxiliary people. Ave, 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 ad infinitum, or avion and avie. Or watch this, ete, 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 ad infinitum, or etion, etier in the middle. You only have those as was choices, don't you, Anya? Because that is basically, so whether that is have, be, or be with a reflexive epitaph, or have with a pronoun. So go again for me. Colin, you do one for me. So say for me, Luke gave me. Straight off an action, Luke gave me.
Luc m'a donné.
Gorgeous. What tense, Anya, was in the middle in Luke m'a donné? What tense was in the middle?
The present.
Good. The whole fucker was in the past, but it was the present in the middle. The verb that we're using, a donné, have or be in the middle.
Have.
Spot on. So if I now wanted to make it Luke had given me, what tense does the auxiliary need to switch to? Had in the middle in English. What tense is the middle in French?
Is was.
Finish the whole fucker for me.
Was in
Say
the
that
middle.
for me. Had in the middle in English, was in the middle in French. Go.
Has in the middle in.
Had, no, focus.
Sorry,
Not,
had in the middle in English is was in the middle in French.
good. It's not going to be has, is it? We've just done has. Has is present in the middle. So had in the middle in English is was in the middle in French. You've just had from Cole, Luke m'a donné. So what's going to be Luke had given me?
Luc aura donné.
Stand the fuck still. What is the was tense of have? I've just told you what they are on both sides. Last sentence of the day. What is have in the was tense?
Ave.
Good. How could we have worked it out alternatively, Anya? What is we have? Nous
avons.
Gorgeous. What is I was having? I used to have. What's the was tense of have? What is it? From nous avons, what's it going to be?
J'avais.
What's the to version?
Tu as.
Keep going down in the was. So j'avais tu.
Tu as.
No, in the was. Why are we jumping tenses? J'avais, what's the you to?
J'avais.
To.
Tu avais.
Il
avait,
nous a.
nous avons,
No.
vous avez,
No, in the fucking was tense.
nous avions,
Thank you. Don't keep forgetting this shit. It's getting really tedious. Vous a.
aviez,
Good. Ils a.
ils avaient.
Good. Do me the verb to be in the was tense, then we're fucking free. And do not forget the dicking thing. Should bloody charge you a private rate for this. What's the verb to be in the was tense?
J'étais.
Tu. Keep going.
Tu étais.
Il.
Il était.
Nous a.
Nous étions.
Good man. Vous.
Vous étiez.
Ils.
Ils étaient.
Good. That is your had tense, right? That's 2 weeks worth of work because we'd done ave nete 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
Yeah, we had done that. We didn't do the bottom line 2 weeks ago. We did the top line 2 weeks ago. Make sure you are good to go for next week. I'm not losing half an hour and losing Anthony without having gone over the poetry past and then spending an additional hour of my time going over stuff because you can't do it. Why should I? For whatever it is. Yeah, be up on it. Stop your visual. You've got every advantage going for French. When you do the twangs, it sounds absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. All of you, stop the visualizing, learn the sounds. A, E-on, E-A, ray, soft, hard. Just play with the sounds. Let the visual go. Yeah, it's not working for you for a start. Okay, and when you do it, it sounds gorgeous. I need this fast. What's the present? A, soft, hard. What's the was? A, E-on, E-A. What's the future? Ray, ra, ron. Which one's he? Well, ra, ron. What's the would? Ray, re-on, re-a. Yeah? What's the direct? Le, la, lay. What's the indirect? Lui, leur. What's the reflexive? Mutter, nous, vous for everybody else, but obviously so. If it's poetry, if it's reflexive and in the past, what do I need? Poetry past. Lovely. What are the poetries? Je me suis, tu t'es, il s'est, nous nous sommes, vous êtes, ils se sont. Do not have more and more work to catch back up on from previous weeks. Be up on it. All right?
Mm-hmm.
I do not leave a man behind. It's not in my nature to be like, oh, well, fuck you. You can't be asked to do it properly. I can't be asked. It's not in my nature to do that. But you've got to work with me, all right? I do not want to go over tenses again because I shall completely tell you why. We're going into different verb stuff soon, and I can't be going over this stuff. I need this stuff down. What's the soft of the verb sortir, Anya? What's the soft of the verb sortir?
So,
What's the hard?
the t.
So, say it again.
The t.
Yeah, that's the hard sound. What's the hard verb? So,
Sort.
thank you. Colin, what's the soft of the verb dormir?
Dor,
What's the hard of dormir?
dorm,
Use the hard, go straight to I was sleeping.
je dormirai, je dormirai, je dormirai.
Stand still. Pick a children's home of your choice that you'd like me to bomb in your name. What is the sound for the was tense?
Ray, ra, ron,
Was tense.
a, eon,
Thank
e.
you. Thank you. So what's I was sleeping?
Je dormais.
Good. Are you tired of speaking English today? If somebody then said, Colin, can you just explain this to me? Your brain wouldn't go, I can't do this. Besançon, I only take people that can speak all day. I don't care their level, but you need to be able to speak. You need to be able to focus. Don't go, oh, I've done an hour, I'm tired. If you're tired from it, you're doing it intellectually. It's not an intellectual thing, you're learning a language. Put it in your language center. Get those patterns down. There are only present, was, will, would. That's 4 damn sound patterns. A in soft hard. A, E on EA. Ray, ra, ron. Ray, re on re. And the trouble we've had, because people cannot remember 4 concepts. A, soft, hard. A, E on EA. Ray, ra, ron. Ray, re on re. Legit, and then just applying that to have and be in the middle. Yeah? All right. Don't leave people behind. Not when they've tried to do this for years, but it does become completely and utterly, eminently clear why people haven't managed it by themselves. It absolutely completely becomes clear why people haven't managed it by themselves. But I will just say this, John Monroe, worse than you pair on voice originally. Colin, your voice has now started to go in the right direction. From I can't even imagine. Like, I just did not think we'd get there. Absolutely phenomenal speaker now. Some of my best speakers were just tense, blind, vowel blind, consonant blind. Don't take it as an indication like, oh, I'm going to be shit because other people are going faster than me. No, 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 no. Learn the sound stuff and it will suddenly kick in. It will suddenly kick in. All right. Well done. Do not make me go over tenses again. I only have so much private life. All right. I will see
Could
you
I just
next
ask you
time.
a quick question,
Of course
Luke?
you can, of course you can.
Thank you for staying with me, Colin.
I know, Colin, you're a gentleman.
Bye now.
Just quickly, because I know it's your time. Would you say I'm better to, when I'm learning this, because I have looked at the tenses before and read them, it's in my mind, like you say, you can tell that I've looked
I can
at
tell, I can see by your eyes. I can see by your eyes, yeah.
But I'm not looking them whilst I'm here.
No, but you're thinking, no, but you're
yes, I'm thinking of them
you're
in my
blocking
mind.
it
I
out,
can
so you do this
visualize
diagonal
them.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, I can visualize them. But so would you say to just go through them without, because during the lesson, all I'm doing is trying to listen to you. And then I don't know what's happened this week. My mind's just completely gone. But anyway, as you can
But
see.
we got there in the end and you did all 8. So, we're back
But
on
am I
track.
better to just go through the 10 and just keep repeating it, going through the je, the tu, the ne, and just keep repeating.
You've got 2 ways of doing it. You've got 2 ways of doing it, down or across. So you either take a person, so you go, right, I'm going to take a person, I'm going to pick a tense. So you're going to say, Luke, stupid. So you either go, right, let's do sortir. Je sors, tu sors, il sort, nous sortons, vous sortez, il sort. And then you go, right, now let me do was. Je sortais, tu sortais, il sortait, nous sortions, vous sortiez, il sort. Let's do will. Je sortirai. So you can go that way. You can go down, then work through the tenses that way. You can try randomizing. I will go out. I would go out. You can just randomly try giving yourself the randoms like that. Or you pick a person and you go through the order that way. So il sort. You'll notice I've been doing that to check you. Il sortait. He will. Il sortira. Il sortirait. Now I need the bottom line. Il est sorti. Il était sorti. Il sera sorti. Il sera sorti. Il serait sorti. Then you do what we would really need, which is the adding in a pronoun. Look. So pick a sentence with the pronoun. So he eats. So you've got to do the verb change and the it. So let's say he eats it. Il le mange. He was eating it. Il le mangeait. Il le mangera. Il le mangerait. Then down to the bottom line. He has eaten it. Il l'a mangé. Il l'avait mangé. Il l'aura mangé. Il l'aurait mangé. Work through that way. For my mind, that is basically closer to what you should be doing. If you literally every single time need to do this, he ate it. Right. Tense. Action auxiliary. Feel where you are. Feel where you are. Action auxiliary, that means present in the middle, right? He ate it, right? It. Imagine you know what you're talking about, like a feminine thing as opposed to like a masculine thing, right? It, okay, la, right. So I'm looking for an action. My verb is sortir. I've got la as my pronoun. Il a apostrophe a manger. He would give me, right? Think, verb. So answer these questions. What's the verb to give?
Donner.
What's the slogan I need for the would?
Okay.
Right. What's me going to be as a pronoun?
Tu.
No, me.
Oh, me, je.
Me, not I. Me.
Oh, me.
Thank you. Don't fuck that up. What's it if I'm talking about something masculine? It if I'm talking about something masculine directly.
Louis.
Directly. Louis is indirect. You've done that all morning.
Oh, le.
Thank you. What's my word for me?
Le.
What's my pronoun for it masculine?
Le.
What's my slogan for the would?
Ré.
What's my verb to give?
Donner.
Try putting that together so he would give it me. Pronouns go first.
Il me donne. Il.
Right. So do the verb
would,
first. What he would give. What he would give.
Il me donne.
Stand still.
Oh, sorry.
Learn to listen. Look at Lukey. Go back to the slogan. Take your hands off your head. Take your hands off your head. Look at me. What's the verb? What's the slogan for the verb? What's the slogan for would?
Ré.
Right. Just give me 2 words. He would give.
Il donnerait.
Thank you. Now give me he would give me.
Il me donnerait.
Now add the it in there as well. He would give me it. The pronouns go together. You know the word order.
Il me le donnerait.
There you go. See?
Mhm.
Build that up that way. Do one more for me. She showed it you. What's the verb to show?
Montrer.
Good job. She showed is an action. Say for me, she showed.
Elle
Stand still. She showed is an action. What do actions have?
auxiliaries.
So
Il
say for
avait
me, she
mon-
showed.
Il avait monté.
Stand the fuck still. The verb you're playing with is montre, not monte. And you're in what tense is in the middle on your basic past that I keep going over?
Oh, I haven't the avoir naître.
No, what tense is in the middle on your basic
The
past?
present.
Thank you. Just think present was, will, would. Present is the king of the bottom line. So say for me, she showed. Just say she showed in 3 words.
Il montrait.
She. We switched it to she.
Elle
showed.
montrait. Elle montrait.
Stand the fuck still. Look at me, or I will come and find you, and I will not be responsible for my actions. She showed is an action. What do actions have? Anya?
Auxiliaries.
Yeah. And what is our favourite auxiliary? Unless we are doing reflexive and reciprocals, actions have auxiliaries, and it's going to be have. So say for me, she showed.
Elle or
Stand the fuck still. What tense is in the cunting middle of your basic past tense? The whole
present.
thing is in the past, but what tense is in the middle?
The present.
Thank you. So say for me, in the present tense, she has in 2 words.
Elle montre.
She has in 2 words.
Il montre. Il montre. Il montrait.
Stand still. I do slap. I'm gender equal. I will slap. Say for me, she has. In just 2 words, she has. How do you say she has?
Elle avait.
Stand still.
Elle a.
Someone has sent you to piss me the fuck off.
Elle a.
Say for me, I have.
J'ai.
Now say you have.
Tu as.
Now say he has.
Il a.
Christ almighty. Now say she has.
Elle a.
Do you see how stupid the fuck everything else you said is? Now say for me again, she has.
Elle a.
Now say she has shown.
Elle a monté. Montré.
Thank
Elle
you.
a montré.
Monte is to put up or to go up. Now say she has shown me.
Elle.
You've just said elle a montré. Pop a me there.
Elle m'a montré.
Now pop in an extra it. She has shown me it.
Elle me l'a montré.
That's it. You just need to bloody remember that the basic bitch past tense is have and go in the have and be in the middle in the present tense.
I think the tenses have just blown my head this week. I think that's what it is. I don't know why. I don't know why. But you've done them and you need to fucking focus because it's ridiculous because stupid people can get them. And, you know, there are people who are 10 times fucking more stupid than you who've gotten them. So get over it. Present was, will, would, and then use that word order down below. The present in the middle. What's it going to be, Anya? It's just going to be j'ai, tu as, il a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, or je suis, tu es, il est, nous sommes, plus a word on the end. Isn't it? That's my base. Fall in love with the fact that even though in English saying I spoke, that's 2 words. That our basic pattern in French is going to be bum, 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 bum. That's our basic pattern. It's going to be 3. 3, 3, 3. Say for me, he finished. It's a basic pattern. Say for me, he finished. Il a fini.
There you go. Now, middle word had English. Middle word was French. What would be he had finished?
Il avait fini.
That's it. I will drag you by the pube hair over the fucking finishing line, but Christ almighty, you are testing my patience. Get this shit down. All right? Down, down, down. There's a difference between knowing the French and knowing the slogan. If I say what's the was tense and I do not get out of you and Abigail, everybody A, E on EA, Ray Ra Ron, and know how to use the Ray Ra Ron. How do we use Ray Ra Ron? It rhymes with have. J'ai, that person uses Ray. Tu as, that person uses ra. In a, that person uses ra. Ron from on. Ray from a. Yeah?
Mhm.
All right?
Mhm.
Don't let me down, because I do not teach pronouns again. Je me suis, tu, t'es, all of that shit. Go over it, go over it, go over it. Okay? Go over it. All right? I will see you next week. Do the homework.
Okie dokie. Thank you.
So, oh.